If you're honest with yourself, you're probably doing a lot. Calls, texts, emails, follow ups, more follow ups. Your calendar's full, your phone stays busy, and yet results do not always match that effort. If activity alone guaranteed success, you would already be where you want to be. That gap can feel really frustrating, especially when you care deeply about doing good work and serving people well. When expectations rise, most salespeople respond the same way. They add more activity. More calls get added to the list. Meetings stack up. Follow-ups multiply. On the surface, it looks productive, but here's what often happens instead. Conversion quietly drops, not because you stopped trying, not because you lost skill, but because clarity got buried under consistency. When everything feels urgent, focus starts to disappear. Busy can still mean inefficient. In fact, you can be incredibly busy and still be wildly inefficient. High activity with low results often points to one thing. The wrong conversations are happening in the wrong order with the wrong focus. It does not mean you're doing anything wrong. It means that you were trained in a system that values motion more than meaning. Robo-dialing and volume-based systems reward effort, not intention. They treat people like numbers instead of human beings with real decisions to make. And if you're feeling done with that model, that reaction makes sense. Instead of asking, how many conversations do I have to have today? Consider this question shared by MAPS executive coach Craig Zuber. Which conversations would actually help someone decide? That single question changes how you show up. You move from chasing activity to creating outcomes, from reacting to a list to being intentional with your time and energy. This is where the exactly what to say methodology becomes so incredibly powerful. Exactly what to say is not about scripts or pressure. It's about clarity, timing, and respect. It helps you focus on the conversations that matter most and approach them in a way that feels natural and human. Instead of calling everyone, you start thinking differently. Who would it be helpful to speak with today? Which conversation already has momentum but needs clarity? What question asked at the right time could help someone move forward? When you approach calls this way, something shifts. You sound calmer, more confident, more present, and people feel that difference. The real problem with the old model is not effort, it's lack of focus. Smile and dial assumes every call is equal, but you already know they're not. Some conversations are about reconnecting. Some are about clarifying expectations. Some are about helping someone make a decision that they're already leaning toward. When every call is treated the same, your message gets diluted, your energy drops, and confidence can quietly erode. Precision, not volume, is what compounds. And here is something worth noticing. When you are intentional about who you call and why, your stress level goes down. You stop avoiding the phone. You stop forcing follow-ups. You stop ending the day feeling busy but unsatisfied. Even a short calling block feels productive because you know the purpose behind each conversation. That clarity changes how you show up and how others respond to you. Where real focus begins is with Phil's WTF Daily Planner. Where's the focus? It is not about doing more. It is about choosing better. Instead of reacting to your inbox or letting urgency run your day, you decide in advance. Who needs your attention today? What outcome actually matters most? Which conversation handled well would make everything else easier? That level of focus creates momentum without chaos. Doing less can create more. This is often the hardest shift. Doing less feels uncomfortable at first, especially if you've been rewarded for the hustle and the activity. But this is where results begin to change. When you stop trying to reach everyone and start focusing on the right conversations, effort starts converting again. You are no longer pulling every single lever, you're pulling the ones that matter. When your calls are intentional, your language becomes clearer, your listening improves, and your follow-up feels natural instead of forced. People move forward because they feel understood, not pressured. If you are thinking, but I have to have 20 conversations every single day, there is nothing wrong with you. That's what we've been trained to do. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, you are likely a high performer who is tired of chaos being labeled as productivity. You want better results without carrying constant pressure, more clarity with fewer calls, and conversations that actually lead somewhere meaningful. That shift begins when you become intentional about who you call and why. Could it be possible that replacing volume with focus and sounding confident without forcing it is the change that helps you grow your business and get your life back? If you're curious about how exactly what to say and the WTF planner can support that shift, I would be happy to connect. Sometimes the real breakthrough is not doing more, it's choosing what matters most and starting there.